That'll put some hair on your chest. Man, that burned good going down. Haven't felt that in a long time. It's gonna take more than one cup to put me under, so don't you worry. Still, as far as wild adventures go, this one definitely takes the cake. You think you'll ever stop getting us roped into trouble all the time?
No.
I guess we wouldn't have gotten into so many scrapes if you could stop, huh? Anyway, you just leave the village to me. I'll make sure it's still standing when you guys come back. Speaking of which, it's not like I'm really worried about it or anything, but you are coming back, right? I know we're not strangers to danger, but I'm legitimately worried this time. I mean, the Lacrimosa might just be the craziest thing you've ever had to deal with. I'm just saying, I got this weird feeling you might not come back from this one.
Yeah.
No matter what. Didn't she have a vision about that being impossible? Man, you are such a... oh well. It's not like I expected anything less from you. Whatever happens, you know I got your back all the way. But you gotta promise that you'll drink with me when you come back, all right? I intend to drink till my teeth start floating. So you better be ready.
What's wrong? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to worry you. The transporters should never reveal their civilian identity. But you have helped me greatly, so I figured you should know how I got into this line of work. The Tribaldo family have operated as transporters in society's underbelly for generations. For that reason, some consider my family to be inheritors of a dark legacy, and I've always resented my father for choosing to continue that legacy. One day, when I was barely 10 years old, my father and I got into a fight, and I ran away from home. I was young and had nowhere to go, so I ended up living on the streets. I was out there, shivering in the cold, when an elderly couple found me. They ran a small orphanage and took me in. There were lots of kids from different walks of life at the orphanage. New kids, myself included, could only see despair in their futures, seeing the hopelessness in our faces. The couple brought in a street performer for us. When the show started, our eyes lit up, as if someone had cast a spell to put smiles on our faces. After watching that show, I began to idolize street performers. So, when I came of age, I set out to become one myself. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I was ever cut out for it, but I just loved seeing the kids respond to my performance. Years later, after I had garnered some fame as a street performer, I happened to stumble across my father. He was in an alley, lying on his back. I could tell right away his wound was fatal. To this day, I still don't know if he recognized me beneath the clown makeup. He entrusted me with his cargo before breathing his last. Such is the fate of those who dwell within society's dark underbelly. As for his cargo, it appeared to be some sort of contraband, but I decided to fulfill his dying wish and delivered it for him. The recipient of the contraband turned out to be a back-alley doctor. However, the contraband itself was medicine to treat a spreading disease. I later heard that it was used to treat the kids who came to watch me perform. At that moment, I learned that people could still do good, even within society's underbelly. I also learned from the doctor and my father's journals that my family had influenced events throughout history. That's when I finally understood my father, and I could not stop crying. From then on, I set out to create a new legacy for the Tribaldo name. I wouldn't go bragging to the world about this line of work, but at the same time, if my work makes a difference, that's all right by me. Anyway, that's my story. Let's keep helping each other until...
Aha! There you are, Adol and Hummel. What are you guys doing up there? It's super suspicious!
Perhaps it's time to climb back down. Adol. Let's keep helping each other until the end.
That was close. Thanks for taking care of that pest. I've always hated spiders. You're such a brave boy. Don't sell yourself short. You've been through a lot for someone your age. You're a remarkable young man. I know I've already told you this, but I have 6 kids. All boys, too. They're so wonderful. They're nowhere near as brave or strong as you at all, but you remind me of them just the same. They're good boys, and my husband's a good man. I'm sure they're doing fine without me. You're right. As long as we all work together, we'll be off this island in no time. Thank you for cheering me up, Adol. This is for you. You're so cute. Now then, I have a lot of hungry mouths to feed. Time to whip up a home-cooked meal and fill everyone's bellies.
Many primordials, many primordials. I'm fed up, Adol fed up. Thank you, thank you. No, thank you very much. I'll keep an eye out. You guys do your best. Being warden hard.
Well...
You guys are here now. Donna is happy. I dream of you guys. But dreams must end. What happens to the dream? I like Adol. I like him a lot. Keep it up, Adol. I'll watch. I'll cheer.
I'm relieved that Alison was able to deliver her baby safely. I guess I was able to be a little useful, at least. Yeah. That can't be. I still haven't finished my residency. Actually, I've thought about giving up on being a doctor. I don't think I'm cut out for it. A doctor needs to be able to cradle life in their hands. I don't know if I can carry that kind of responsibility. It scares me to think how even a small mistake can cost a patient their life. There's no way I'll ever be as good as my doctor.
No.
Huh? I'm a good doctor because I worry? I wonder if my doctor worried too. Maybe he did his worrying away from me, while encouraging me to fight my illness. You're right. My doctor was the same way. No matter how bad I got, he never gave up. He worked tirelessly during my treatment. He is my hero. I can't believe I had forgotten. Yes, of course, Adol.
How does it taste? Ricotta taught me how to make it. Yeah. You think so? Oh, that's a relief.
Good job, darling.
I know you delivered the baby safe and sound, but you should still rest. Until you're fully recovered, you're already taking care of the baby. Let me handle everything else.
Thank you. But I'm actually feeling much better these days. Oh, my ring? Ed gave it to me the other night, beneath the beautiful light of the twin moons.
I was reminded of the night that we first met, so it just seemed like the perfect time to give it to her.
Yes, it was such a special moment. By the way, I heard that you found the ruby for this ring, Adol. Thank you very much. I can't believe how much you've done for us, Adol. If it wasn't for you, the three of us wouldn't even be here right now. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, you really are our hero. If we ever get off this island, and you happen to be in Greek, please, pay us a visit whenever you have time. I'll prepare you the best set of adventuring gear.
I wonder how big our little one will be by then. I hope we meet again someday.
It has been ages since I last regaled someone with tales of my family's glory. Indeed, I am an honorable noble of the Roman Empire. Much like the Empire, my family's history and glory have endured forever. So, it will continue to endure forever. Oh, how low I've sunk. Trapped on this island, living in constant fear of raids by strange, savage beasts. And you refuse my ample, nay, generous rewards for serving me. Ah, if this continues, my family's illustrious history will come to an end.
Pardon?
Oh? You'll only accept my rewards if I calm down? Is that it? You will bear witness to the glory of my family by accepting my rewards, whether you wish to or not.
Huh? Adol? Sir Carlan? Man, you two make a strange pairing.
What do you brutes want?
We're burning through resources, dealing with all the raids hitting the village.
I've put together a plan to manage our resources better, but I'm not so hot at number crunching.
Present it to me.
Huh? Sure. Here you go.
This won't do at all!
Huh?
The quantity for this line item is far too high. You can reduce it significantly. And considering the total population of the village, the quantity for this line item should be...
Oh, I get it now.
This plan makes a lot of sense. I can't see a single flaw in it. As long as we stick to it, I think our resource management problems will be taken care of.
Why, I only possess this trivial knowledge because my father saw fit to beat it into me. Are you suggesting that you need my knowledge?
Much as I hate to admit it, that would help us out a lot.
Eureka! Adol, this resource management plan shall be your reward.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I appreciate the help.
So, my inkling was correct after all. I knew you peasants needed my help. My family's glory will not yet end here. Now hurry along, Adol, and tend to your business. If you are successful, I may very well feel compelled to reward you again. Indeed. As a noble, I must set a proper example by distributing punishments and rewards as necessary. You should all be more grateful.
Say, Adol, do you know what coffee is?
Yes.
Oh, is that so? So this'll be your first time drinking it, huh? I can't wait to see your reaction. Well, go on, try it. Looks like you're not a fan of the taste. Just so you know, coffee's appeal is its bitter flavor. Ricotta can make a fine cup of tea, but every so often, I get a craving for coffee. It's definitely an acquired taste, but the more you drink, the more you'll come to like it. Anyway, coffee is made from beans that grow on a certain tree, a tree that is indigenous to the African continent. That coffee you're drinking is made from beans I acquired years ago. You sure perked up once I mentioned Africa. I might have mentioned it before, but I've spent many years researching Africa. I've even set foot in the southern region of the Sahara Desert. Impressive, huh? Anyway, I told you that story so I could tell you this. Before you can venture into unexplored lands, you need two things: connections and a lot of money. Thankfully, I managed to secure funding and support from a certain noble associate of mine. 2 years back, we drafted a large-scale plan for an expedition to Africa. But during the early planning stages, I wound up stranded on the Isle of Seirin. The situation seemed hopeless at first, but exploring this island turned out to be much more enjoyable than I expected. And on top of that, meeting Ricotta was truly a blessing. At my age, I never expected to meet anyone I would care about so much. I've been running solo all my life, so having someone to look after feels different. I know I've said this to you before, but if I get off this island, I want to show Ricotta everything the world has to offer. That way, she can be an independent woman. There's a good chance Ricotta and I will end up seeing Africa together. Who knows? We might even run into you again, Adol. If that day comes, we'll catch up over a cup of coffee. Yes. I'm sure she'll have grown into a fine lady by then, so you better not go falling for her. At least not while I'm still alive.
I prepared this tea just like how Laxia taught me. The aroma should be different. What do you think?
Yes.
Good! I feel so special now. Oh, I made you a necklace from the stone you gave me. It's just like mine. Now we'll match. Euron and Alison taught me how to make it. It's my masterpiece. I'll put it on you right now. Hold still. Ta-da! Wow, that looks really great on you. Really? Then I'm glad I made it. I'm so happy I met everyone. You all know a bunch of stuff that I couldn't have learned from Father or my books. I can make new teas, cook new meals, do my own sewing, and use all sorts of tools now. I bet the outside world has all kinds of stuff for me to learn. Just thinking about what's waiting for me out there makes me so excited. Oh, there's stuff even you don't know too? Now I'm even more curious about the outside world. I'll never forget what everyone taught me. I have so many family members now. It makes me feel all warm inside. If anybody in the family is ever in trouble, I'll zip over and help them out. By the way, Father says we're cut from the same cloth. I think that means we're both adventurers. So let's have a contest. Whoever sees more stuff than the other person wins.
Yeah.
Deal! Anyway, the first thing I'm gonna do when I get off this island is grow up and fill out. I'm talking fa-va-voo! Boom! You better call dibs now before someone else does.
How curious. Should we succeed in stopping the Lacrimosa, we will still leave this village regardless. We made this village together. It's bittersweet, that's all. So you feel the same as I do? Come to think of it, quite a lot has happened between you and I. When we first arrived here, I was unkind to you due to my feelings toward my father and house. Perhaps I was afraid of losing my status and honor as a noble. After all, that's the last thing my father left me. But everyone I've met on this island, they're all so different. And yet they're able to live their lives with such vigor and confidence. I was so preoccupied by my fears, I didn't realize the others were saving me until it had already happened. But I understand now. No matter what circumstances may befall a person, they can still live on with pride. That's why I wanted to properly thank you. Yes, I don't know what the future holds for us, but I don't want to regret anything. So I thought I should tell you now. Which is not to say that my feelings for you are limited to gratitude. Never mind. Now then, Dogi and the others are keeping the village safe, and we must fulfill our duties too. Let's fight with all our might until the very end, Hadal.
Oh, you're pretty good. I had a feeling you could hold your own against me, Adol. Well done. That's the spirit. I've still got some fight left in me. When I retired 10 years ago, I was definitely feeling my years. But I feel like I've gotten younger since I came to this island. I'm not as strong as I used to be. But my movements are less wasteful, more precise. I think fighting all those primordials might have something to do with that. Anyway, there's a point I'm trying to make. I've made up my mind just now. Adol, I'm going to make a comeback at the Colosseum. Just hearing you say that makes me even more confident. Actually, over the last 10 years, I've been slowly regretting my decision to retire. But thanks to this island's environment, and you, I've rediscovered myself. I'll have my grand comeback fight once we're off this island. Now that I've decided to come out of retirement, I'm sticking with it until I die. If you're ever in Rome, please stop by and check out one of my fights. I gotta say, it's a shame that a swordsman like you hasn't been discovered yet. Why don't you give the Colosseum a shot? I can put in a good word for you. With your potential, you could be the strongest gladiator in the ring. I guess the gladiator's life just isn't your calling. You're awesome, Adol. You truly are an exceptional young man. I think I like you even more now. The sooner we escape this island, the sooner I can hear the roar of the crowd again. I'll spare no effort to help you out, Adol.
Things may be calm now, but you never know when a primordial might appear, at all. Do you believe we will survive this experience? I am relieved to hear you say that. Adol. No, Sir Adol. I apologize for my impertinence, but I must ask a favor of you. This situation is without precedent, and I will lay my life on the line to keep us safe. However, should the worst happen to befall me, please look after Mistress Laxia in my stead. But of course, from a young age, Mistress Laxia has always conducted herself with pride and demonstrated compassion and deference toward others. However, she struggles to put aside that pride and come to terms with her own inexperience. As her loyal servant, I find her impatience to be vexing and worrying in equal measure. But I believe the time will soon come when Mistress Laxia no longer requires my service. She has grown more wise, thanks to you. I believe her pride and determination will prove to be valuable assets to her now, and I believe she can overcome any hardship facing House Roswell. The future is promising indeed. Duly noted. You speak true. I cannot give up. However, there is something else that I still expect from you. Though it might be more fitting to say, you still have a responsibility to uphold. I see through your feigned ignorance. You are so much like Lord Roswell. In any case, I will continue to serve Mistress Laxia for the time being. Thank you for everything, Adol.
There's something I want to ask you, Adol. The captain entrusted you with his last wish to help the passengers escape this island. May I take on his last wish too? My story's a long one, but can you hear me out? I was born and raised in a prominent port town. I was a shy kid, and a target for bullies. I spent all my time at the port, watching the ships. It was Captain Barbaros himself who asked me to join the crew of the Lombardia. He was my idol, the man I aspired to be someday. I never imagined things would play out like this. The primordial and beast attacks are getting worse every day. To be honest, I'm not really sure what's going to happen to the village. But I feel like if I'm honoring the captain's last wish, I can fight my way through whatever lies ahead. By escaping this island, I'll have earned the right to call myself a true member of the Lombardia's crew. That's why I'm asking you, Adol. So please, let me join you in taking on his last wish. Yeah. Are you saying I can join you? Thank you. I'll never forget this. Once I escape this island, the first thing I'm gonna do is go back home. And then, I'm gonna get my own ship. I've always wanted to be the stalwart captain of a large crew, just like Captain Barbaros. Of course. You're welcome anytime. Rest in peace, Captain. No matter where we go, please, watch over us. Thank you, Captain. I'll make you proud.
Ah, that was delicious. Man, am I stuffed. And I made plenty for everyone, too.
Yeah.
Looks like everyone else got to eat their fill, too. Glad I could whip something up for everyone. Shame the captain weren't with us to enjoy it, though. I decided, after I get off of this island, I'm gonna pay my respects to the captain's family. That man did a lot for us. Him and me, we got the same sea in our blood. Wouldn't be right not to tell his kin about what happened.
Then...
Thanks for that, Adol. Since we're talking about captains and all, that Captain Reed fella's been gnawing at me too, falsely charged and dying alone, without ever seeing his family or crew again. Wish he had some descendants, so I could tell him the truth. Huh. I guess I hadn't thought of it like that. Makes sense to me. As long as we know the real truth, I suppose that's fine. All right. When I get back home, I'm telling the family all about what happened here. Everything I saw, everything I heard, everything! I'm getting fire in my belly just thinking about it. Here's to a great departure, Adol.
Almighty Celestial Master who art in heaven, please grant this soul your divine protection. Amen. I must say, this village has come a long way. We finally constructed a ship to get off this island, too.
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. The old me would have thought that God himself made all this possible. I would have accepted that without question. But I've come to understand something during my time with everyone. Castaway Village only exists because we worked hard to create it. This is not to say that I've forsaken my faith. Our Celestial Master will always protect us, no matter what. But at times, you need great fortitude to defy the whim of fate. You must have faith in your power to dictate your own fate before you seek the aid of the Almighty. I believe this is what God desires most from us. I arrived at that revelation by watching you and the others. Yes, you are. It's because you're worthy of such praise that I feel the way I do. Please keep us in your protection until all this is over, Adol. And let's definitely get off this island.
Phew! Almost done. Well, I think there's just a few more weeds left to pull. Oh, these things can overrun your garden if you're not careful. I mean, only 'cause I have to. I learned which bugs nibble the leaves, which birds peck at the tomatoes. I know a lot, actually. It's funny, though. I'm actually enjoying myself right now. Same goes for the cards. They can't survive without me, you know. So I figured I gotta protect those guys, too. Really? I'm just working the farm, that's all. Let me know if you guys have any problems, okay? I'm gonna be a real important big shot when I grow up. You'll see.
Sprung a leak. Figured as much. Some damn fool must have slacked off. I'll have to take the whole thing apart to fix it. Hand me the second one to the left, all.
That's great.
Just doing what's gotta be done is all. Rom's still got a lot of dangerous criminals on the loose. As soon as I get back home, I'm gonna hit the streets and start making some arrests. The horrors that took place here won't ever happen again in Rom. Not on my watch.
Yeah.
Damn right. I'm counting on you most of all, all. Might need that sword arm of yours in the near future. You know, I sort of feel like talking to myself. When that happens, I'm liable to let some secrets slip. I've been all kinds of places, and this ain't my first brush with strange happenings. While investigating some of those happenings, an interesting pattern started to emerge. Asteria, Felgana, the Salsetta region. The situations there are said to have been resolved by a red-haired swordsman and his companions. And I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly, this guy, whoever he is, was last sighted in Xandria. Anyway, top brass in the Roman Navy are said to be very interested in this man. Whoever this guy is, he might be making some new friends pretty soon. Huh. What are you talking about, anyway? Right now, our top priority is getting off this island. I should get back to work.
Ah. This view is magnificent. When I first came to this village, I thought it had very little, but it's surrounded by such beautiful nature and full of warmth and friendship. True, this land has many threats, but in her own way, she is very rich. Yeah. Oh, I thought as much, Adol. You look like the sort of man who has always known that. I have always thought I was special, because I am a noble, you see. But I have discovered since living here that I am not so special after all. Castaway Village is a microcosm of the world, and we all have a role to play in it. So in this microcosm, I am but an ordinary man. Even other nobles, they are just a part of the world. I may have a certain unique sensibility as an artist, but much as I am embarrassed to admit, my art is no help to this situation. No. You are too kind. Your words bring me peace. But if there is a role that only I can perform, I want to become the man worthy of it. What that role is, I do not know at this moment. I just want you to know that I am determined. Yeah. I am pleased to hear you say that. Well, anyway, cheers to friendship, lasting and renewed. Only together, with everyone's power, can we escape this island.
Gotta hand it to you, Adol. Your swordsmanship has come a long way since you washed up on this island.
Yes.
Huh. Feels sorta nice to be complimented by a swordsman of your caliber. I keep asking myself, what do I want to do? So I can one day step out of my grandfather's shadow. I told you earlier that I didn't have an answer yet, but after watching you, I think I finally figured it out. I want to forge weapons for people like you, Adol. People who cut paths of hope for us all. That's the passion I feel within me. Looking back, I think I've had that passion my whole life. I know it sounds really simple when I say it, but my experiences on this island have helped me understand what that passion actually means. I'm happy to hear that. Someday, I will make a name for myself as a Lambert on my own terms. At last. I understand. I can carry out my own will. That's what my grandfather wanted for me. Knowing that at all, I want you to do something for me. Someday, perhaps during your next adventure. If you happen to find yourself in Rom, I want you to visit the Lambert Forge. I'll personally forge the sword that best represents the man you've become.
Yes.
I'm honored to hear that. When that day comes, I'll be ready for you.
What do you think, Adol? Isn't this place amazing? I know, right? This is my special place. Oh, but please don't tell Dogi. He gets mad when I play outside the village. Doesn't it feel good here? Don't you just feel like running around? The wind at the captain's watchtower feels nice and all, but it doesn't smell like flowers like this place does. So, Adol, don't worry so much, okay? Oh, I don't know what's going on, but Donna seems like she's got it rough, too. Oh, I know! I'll teach you a secret that'll make you feel great. The secret is, no matter where you are, you just gotta look for fun stuff. You just find something fun, anytime. It's okay. I believe in you, Adol. Oh, you're blushing. He's blushing. Run away!
The view from this height is stunning. I'm sorry to suddenly ask you to accompany me up here. I would like to personally thank you once again. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. It may not be as helpful to you as you have been to me, but it's the best I can do to express my deepest thanks. I insist that you take it. I'll be blunt. What is your opinion of the Roman Empire? Are you referring to our military might? That's not necessarily something to be proud of. With each passing year, Rom's wars of expansion continue, and her territory grows ever larger. Her desire for conquest shows no signs of waning. What I'm about to tell you, Adol, stays between us. You've attracted the attention of certain individuals within the Roman military. They might decide to cause trouble for you in the future. Much like what happened in Salsetta. Please, be careful.
Yes.
I should be thanking you. Your presence is an inspiring one. I brought you here to thank you, yet here I am, inspired once again. Leo told me that I need to start thinking of ways to establish my influence in Rome. That being said, escaping this island is our top priority. Let's see this task through to its end.
even if we manage to stop the Lacrimosa, I still don't know what's going to happen. We've come so far. I've been waiting for this for so long. Yes, we will. When the final battle is over, I'm certain we'll stand victorious. But first, I have to confess something to you. Actually, I need to apologize to you. You and I, we had a fascinating bond. We shared a consciousness. And through that, we were able to travel together too. Through it all, I started to become unwaveringly convinced of something. That your soul burns brighter than any other soul in the world, Adol. I think I was the one who selected you to be the Warden of Evolution for humanity. I may be the reason you're forced to suffer in the future, and yet, despite everything, you're still trying to help me prevent the Lacrimosa. I'm so sorry that I forced this burden on you. Well, when you put it like that, it's actually a little embarrassing. Still, we didn't have Mistletoe, the Sword of Psyches, like we do now. I'm glad you're the one who received the power of Psyches. In all honesty, I could have volunteered to receive it myself, but I wanted to fight by your side until the very end. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive you, but in hindsight, you're the best person who could have received it. Ah, yes, Adol, I'd like you to have this. It's a keepsake from my mother. It's the reason why I've always felt so compelled to help others. Normally, this ring seals essence, but I modified it somewhat so you could make use of it, Adol. It would make me happy to see that ring on your hand while you hold that sword.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's fight together, Adol. Side by side until the very end.
Adol, this is for you.
What kind of question is that for a merchant? I've had this cash with me the whole time. Anyway, once we get off this island, you're gonna head off on your next big adventure, huh? If you find any rare items while you're out and about, just bring them to me like you've been doing. That 100,000 denier you're holding, consider it a prepayment for those items. Looks like you're trying to figure out how to back out of this. Sorry, but you agreed to my contract the moment you took that bag from me. And if you're gonna breach that contract, you gotta pay a 200,000 denier fine. Got it? Then shut up and bring me some treasure! Sorry. I was just messing around about the whole contract thing. Your reaction was funny, so I wanted to see how far I could take things. Really, I just wanted to show you my appreciation somehow. But all I have to give you is money. So please, just take it and don't overthink this. Don't even sweat the cash. I can make that back in a day once I'm off this island. And if you really don't want it, just throw it in the ocean or donate it to charity. Are we good? Then let's get back to work!